There we go. Welcome to Career Force and Explore Careers in Public Works, CDL in Public Works Transportation Positions. It's November 1st, 2023, and so glad to have everyone on this call. So this workshop is to provide you, the job seeker, with a little bit more information on some of what the city and county public transportation hiring departments are looking for when they are hiring for people to drive buses, like in Metro Transit, snow plows, summer road crew, summer road construction, and other commercial vehicles. I want to point out that on careerforcemn.com, we've got a section called Explore Careers, and that's where you can type in a job title that interests you. In this case, I typed in, I think I typed in actually transportation or driver, and one of the options was heavy and tractor trailer truck drivers. It gives you the demand. So for the next 10 years, tractor and trailer drivers with a CDL license, commercial driver's license, is at a high premium, a high demand, 5 stars. And 10-year growth is about 4.1%. And the wages, make around 23 to 31, depending on experience. Highway maintenance workers, 1 star less from demand, but still 4 out of 5. It's really going to be another position that we really need throughout our state, throughout the country, to maintain our roads and our public investments. And in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see where it says equipment operator, highway maintainer, maintenance technician, maintenance worker. Those are all some of the different titles for these positions. Each county or city might call it something different. Now, I do want to acknowledge that the recruiters that we have here today are from the city of St. Paul and Minneapolis and Ramsey and Hennepin counties, so the heart of the Twin Cities. But if you are living anywhere else and you want to find positions similar to this, you've got a couple of options. So there's the public site called governmentjobs.com. You go to that, you can type in the keywords with parentheses, public works, and then your location, either your zip code or your city, and active job postings for city and county governments will pop up if they've posted it. So I just saw this one the other day, example in Pipestone. They are hiring a public works operator too. And with a full-time position, a salary between 47 and 60. And then their current Class B driver's license. And then it sounds like they will help you get a position. The other option that you have, if you don't live in the Twin Cities, you live in greater Minnesota, use minnesotaworks.net. That is Minnesota's free comprehensive national labor exchange system. I think I typed in highway maintenance or highway worker, something like that. And you'll see that the state of Minnesota positions popped up again all over the state. These are active positions that the Department of Transportation has posted. So Mankato, Albert Lea, Moorhead, Redwood Falls, Bemidji, etc. And then you can click on that and see what the job requirements are. That probably, some of those for the state of Minnesota, will connect you with the state's website job posting, mn.gov/mmb/careers. And there again, it's no cost, it's statewide. Wherever you are living, if you are looking for a state of Minnesota position, you can see in this example, I typed in highway maintenance, and then it came up with a whole bunch. You know, in the top left corner, you see there are 14 open positions in the Twin Cities, 6 in central Minnesota, 4 in Northwest, Southeast, Northeast, Southwest. So there are openings all over the state. So that's another option. Again, careerforcemn.com. Job counselors can help you on that at any time. So the departments that we have here today, Minnesota Department of Public Safety, City of St. Paul, County, the Hennepin County, and City of Minneapolis Public Works. So let's just get right into it. Oh, let me just point out too, the same people who are here today are going to be presenting in person next week, November 9th in St. Paul at the Palace Community Center, and then on December 19th in Minneapolis on Plymouth Avenue. So if you want to meet with them, or if you have a friend or a family member who's interested in this same information, you certainly can go to either one of these events and meet these recruiters in person. So now I'm pleased to introduce Jonathan Stack from Department of Public Safety, who will tell you more about the requirements for obtaining a commercial learner permit. Hello, Jonathan.
Hey, Liz, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy November. It's pretty crazy. It's already that time of year. Again, my name is Jonathan Stack. I'm the agency recruiter at the Minnesota Department of Public Safety. Just a quick caveat. In my previous career in the private sector, I worked a lot with CDL and the CDL process. And I can tell you now, if this is what you want to do, now is definitely the time to get involved in getting your CDL. I'll be the first to say that I'm the recruiter. I don't specifically work at DVS, so I'm kind of helping a colleague out. So if you have any questions I can't answer today, I can definitely point you in the right direction. And then also, if you have any questions about MnDOT or any other state agencies, you can also reach out to me or obviously Liz, and I can get you in contact with that specific recruiter as well. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So yeah, the big thing, obviously, you got to start somewhere, and that's getting your permit. And that all starts with the knowledge testing. So, and I apologize, I'm going to read a little bit off the slides because I'm not a subject matter expert on this. But yeah, you need to get the knowledge testing. CDL manuals are located. And the big thing is it's drive.mn.gov. And you can use that for a lot of other things, but that's going to be your main resource to get this knowledge testing, where you need to go, where you need to get the books, etc. So again, you can download it. It's available in audio format. But basically, to get started, you got to pass the required knowledge test. And the next slide. All right, so you can kind of see this little chart of basically what you need as far as what level of CDL. You can do with passengers, without passengers, a combination, school bus, tanker, etc. As you can see, the asterisks, depending on the type of learner's permit you want to get, or even CDL, you have to have certain endorsements with the aspect. The one thing I will say is get the most, and I'm sure some of the other recruiters out here can tell me if I'm wrong, but I've done this for a while. Get whatever you can as well. If you can take a vehicle for a test that has air brakes or that is a tanker, I would, because it's a lot easier to get it done initially than try to go back after the fact to get add-ons. Yeah, you can do it, but if you're able to, try to get as many endorsements right off the bat as you can. That's just going to help you right off the bat. But yeah, again, you can see everybody needs to take the general knowledge test, and then depending if you're going to get air brakes, combination, passengers, school bus, tanker, those are extra tests or endorsements that you're going to have to add to get your CDL. Next slide. All right, so once you have the knowledge test done and you want to go for the CLP application, once you pass that, you're going to need to provide proof of citizenship and lawful permanent residency. I know there's been some questions about with the Minnesota driver's license for all and how does that affect everything. Don't know, but on the CDL side, it is basically federally, it's the FMCSA. So I wouldn't worry about that, but I know there's been some questions about that overall. Don't have any answers on that, but at this point, I would just business as normal. Self-certification form, medical examiner certificate, if applicable, complete application for CLP, and then again with that drive.mn.gov, you can find the local DVS, DMV offices that offer the paperwork, turning it in, tests, etc. Next slide. So you can see the fee for class A, B, or C, $26.75, examination fees for each endorsement. But one big thing I'd like to point out is the retesting fee. So third and subsequent test may pay by cash or must pay by cash or check. So I know some areas you can do credit card, but that's just something to pay attention. I know everybody out there is not going to need to take a third test, but just in case, at least you have that information. And you will be issued a plastic card. There won't be a photo on it. And it is valid for 180 days. So 6 months, but you must have that permit for 14 days before you can actually take the skills or road test to actually get your CDL. Next slide. So entry-level driver's training, this is something new that just came out. So individuals obtain a commercial license permit on or after February of the 2022 must complete the entry-level driver's training prior to taking the CDL skills test. So again, this is new as of last year, and this is kind of a big thing. Now, just coming in, not really a big deal because it's part of the process, but I know a lot of individuals wanting to get like their hazmat endorsement, etc., have to go back and take that class. This applies to individuals applying for a Class A or B CDL for the first time, an upgrading class, such as obtaining a passenger school bus or hazardous material endorsement. So that is a big deal. And then the big thing, though, is where can you find these DOT regulated trainers? And you can find them at the email below, but tpr.fmcsa.gov or dot.gov. And the big thing is, too, is you can Google that as well. I know from personal experience, those trainers are getting bigger and bigger and more of them throughout the state, as obviously this program has been on for going on a year now. So next slide. So I know that was kind of quick, brief, into a hurry. And if there's any specific questions, I'm going to leave my email in the chat as well, so you can reach out to me. Obviously, I work with the DVS folks on a daily basis, and I can really get you in contact with the subject matter experts. I just kind of want to give everybody a quick overview of what it is, but really go into those couple websites and really help you with anything that you need. But again, I'm here. DVS is here for anything you can do. And then we will be in person, as Liz said, in the next week and then December. So yeah. And I'll quit rambling and I'll turn it back over to you, Liz. So I hope that covered everything and I hope it answered any questions. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Jonathan. Yes, to all of the attendees, I believe you have access to the chat. So if you do have a question for Jonathan, feel free to type it in the chat and then he can respond to you. We're going to go ahead now to the City of St. Paul Public Works Department. We have two speakers on today, and I welcome them to tell us more about how they hire.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Courtney Anderson-Ewald, and I am a human resources consultant for the city. Can you see my video, Liz?
No, I cannot see your face.
Oh, shucks. I am not sure why. Let me try one option. Oh, how about that?
There you go.
All right, great. So again, welcome everyone. Thanks so much for being here. I'm excited to tell you about the fantastic job opportunities we have available at the City of St. Paul Department of Public Works. You can click next slide, please. So the Department of Public Works is a pretty big department. We have over 360 employees and we have over 13 divisions. We manage the infrastructure of the City of St. Paul, including streets, sewers, solid waste and recycling, traffic signals, traffic signs, street design and construction, and much more. Next, please. So you may wonder why you would want to work for the City of St. Paul. I would like to just tell you a little bit about the benefits of working for St. Paul. We have an excellent benefits package, including 13 days of vacation accrual per year and 12 holidays. We have a generous sick leave, health and dental insurance at fantastic prices. We have a defined benefit pension plan through PARA, and that's an excellent benefit that is not available from most employers in today's marketplace. We also have paid maternity and paternity leave after 1 year of employment and life and disability. Next, please. So street service worker is a job vacancy that we are currently accepting applications for. And we will be accepting applications for street services workers through November 20th. And what I would love to tell you about this job is it's a great job for anyone who is interested in working in a laboring position that also requires a CDL. And you can qualify in one of two ways. You can qualify through your commercial driver's license if you happen to already have one, or if you just have a regular driver's license, a Class D, or equivalent out-of-state driver's license and related paid work experience, or if you're currently enrolled in a CDL training program but haven't yet achieved your CDL, you can qualify for this position that way as well. And then if you do not have a CDL, we will provide training for you. So it's paid training, and we pay for the training to help you achieve your both permit and then do the behind the wheel and get your Class B CDL for this position. Next, please. So if you are hired with a Class D, a regular driver's license, not a CDL, you will need to obtain your CDL within 1 year or 2080 regular work hours, which is 1 year of employment. And again, we'll provide that training for you. Once you achieve your CDL, you'll be moved up in the salary schedule to be equivalent with the folks who were hired with that qualification already. And next slide. So we also have several sewer service worker vacancies. We have about 20 street services worker positions open, and we have about 5 sewer services worker positions that are currently vacant. For the sewer services worker, you do need a Class A CDL with no restrictions for air brakes. Candidates with a Class B can also be considered for temporary employment, but will not be eligible to obtain regular employment status until they achieve that Class A. And again, we'll provide training for you to get from a Class B to a Class A. Next slide, please. Solid waste service workers, that's a new position that we are adding to our department. And this position just recently closed, so we are no longer accepting applications for this position. But we are, a different job I'd like to tell you about also is the bridge maintenance worker. That position is also accepting applications through November 20th. And that position is, again, a position where you will be eligible without a Class B, and we'll provide that training for you if you are hired without a Class B. Next slide, please. Licenses must have no suspensions or revocations for driving related offenses during the 2-year period prior to the date of appointment. That's true for any of these jobs, whether you have a Class D or a Class A or B. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, the street service worker is a laboring job. So the typical duties for a street services worker include shoveling, raking, hammering, lifting, carrying, filling potholes, posting signs, conducting road maintenance, responding to after-hour calls, overtime, and emergency work. So you'll be plowing, operating snowplows for part of the year, and you would participate in snowplow operator training next fall, as well as performing sanding, salting, other winter maintenance, road maintenance work. Next slide, please. Sewer services worker, they do a lot of varied tasks, including constructing, locating, inspecting, maintaining, repairing, and cleaning of sewer infrastructure, driving vehicles, operating and maintaining general construction and specialized equipment, adhering to safety rules, regulations, policies, protocols, and procedures. For both of these positions, folks will be required to respond to after hours emergency work and work overtime as required. Emergency work such as sewer backups, flooding, snow emergencies. Typical work schedule for this position is 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. For the street service worker, the hours are similar, but in the winter, we have more folks on the night shift, and shifts are bid by seniority. So most likely, if you apply for the street service worker position, you will be required to work the night shift for a period of time until you gain in seniority. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, solid waste service worker recently closed, so we can skip this slide. So if you are interested in any of these positions, please visit our website at stpaul.gov/jobs. We will also be hosting an in-person open house next week at 891 Dale Street in St. Paul. And we'll have employees there and supervisors there to answer your questions. If you're interested in learning more, this is not a requirement to apply, but just an option for you if you're interested in learning more. And that will be Tuesday, November 7th, election day, from 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then, as Liz mentioned, St. Paul will also be hosting the next CDL information session at Thursday, November 9th at the Palace Community Center at 781 Palace Avenue in St. Paul. And that information session will be in person from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Thursday, November 9th. And I think that's about it. Liz, do you have any other slides for me? I think that's it.
No, I think that's it too. Can you post the information about the open house in the chat?
Sure.
And or send it to me, and then I'll get it out to all of you who are attending. I will forward on Courtney's Dale Street location open house to you. Thank you.
And I'll also include the next information session and data.
Okay.
Thank
Good.
you.
Yep. Oh, Courtney, I guess there was one more slide here.
Oh.
Apply early, apply for what fits your qualifications.
Yep, fully answer the questions on the application. Check your email for communication. All our communication will be via email regarding your application. And just a reminder that we've banned the box. So if you happen to have a felony on your record, that does not automatically exclude you in any way. And we encourage you to apply.
Great. Yep. So you can reach out to Courtney or her colleagues at any time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
So now we move over to Hennepin County. I have our coworker Fahad Mansour here. Hello, welcome.
Hey, good afternoon. Can everyone hear me correct?
Perfectly.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Well, Hennepin County is in the house. Well, thanks for having me. First, I will talk about our Hennepin County, why Hennepin County, what benefits are we offering, some other details, and some tips and tricks about the application process and what current opens and vacancies we have right now. On this slide, you will see Hennepin County's mission as well as the Public Works mission and vision. Public Works is one of the biggest department and area within Hennepin County, as well as some of you may know that Hennepin County is the largest county in Minnesota and about the last time I checked, 33rd-ish largest in the country. So we have around 9,000 employees. So in other words, we are always hiring and we have a lot of job opportunities. So something that you guys may know. Next, please. All right, let's talk about some county benefits reward package. Of course, there are many reasons to join Hennepin County. We have some comprehensive health, dental, and vision insurances. We have a journals PTO starting at, this is actually 22 days a year now, instead of 20 days. So we will have this updated. So we offer 22 days a year plus 12 paid holidays a year. We also have a great tuition reimbursement. which I believe is 5,000 a year. But you can definitely reach out to me after this, so I can connect you with the benefits area, and they'll be more than happy to answer any of those benefit related questions. Our county's minimum wage is $21 an hour, which is pretty competitive out there. And as I mentioned, we have a lot of opportunities and openings at the current moment. Next, please. All right, let's talk about our highway maintenance operator positions. At this moment, we have 2 HMO positions open that are open continuous, meaning you can apply right now by going into Hennepin jobs, which I will share a link at the very end here as well, or you can reach out to me. Keep in mind that each of our job posting have a assigned recruiter at the very bottom of the posting. So those are a direct contact people that can work with you, answer any questions on the postings. It's just good to have a specific person for each posting to kind of like, answer those questions for you. But tell you about the Hennepin HMO positions that we have 2, as I mentioned, open right now. Some of the job duties are listed here, and it's just a lot of interest, to be honest with you. And I apologize, as I'm using 2 screens here, monitor, so I'll be looking at on this one here as well. So next one, please. All right. Some basic qualification for the HMO position. In other words, minimum qualifications. You have some experience listed here if you are interested in this position, as well as some CDL requirements, a valid Class B driver license with airbag endorsement, or a valid Class A driver license with tanker endorsement. You must obtain within 1 year of employment and ability to obtain a Hennepin County driver's permit. There's a link on our county website where you can see how to obtain a county driver's permit. It's pretty straightforward, but if you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out to me. Also, there's a physical requirement, lift up to 70 pounds, which is pretty common for these ones. So next one, please. All right, some other facts about highway maintenance operators. As you know, they work year-round. There are about 56,000 signs, miles of guardrail, million of linear feet of stripping, thousand of painted messages, plowing snow, and in between all of it. So in short, they do a lot of work. The starting salary range for HMO positions are 57,141 and goes to 63,576 annually. And yeah, next one, please. All right, let's talk about some fun facts here about application best practices, and this is the area where I come in. So some tips and tricks. Please fill out your application as much as you can. Fill out all the sections completely. Please make sure that you answer the question in the supplemental portion correctly. A lot of the time, people self-exclude themselves out from the screening, even though they have the experience. But as we review the application and some of the questions, which we call the main quals, they need to be answered correctly in order for them to move forward. So just something to keep in mind. And we call them need to haves. So you will see that on all our postings. And again, there will be a contact person listed, a recruiter at the very end of the posting. So feel free to reach out if you have any other question. Please verify your information is correct before submitting. But if you have submitted your application and you feel like something was not right, you can reach out to our service desk and have them edited your application. If corrections need to be made on the open continuous postings, you can reach out to the service desk, as I mentioned. But if it's a posting with a deadline, you can always resubmit your application. We always go by the most latest application that we have. That includes all your attachments and documents as well. And just keep in mind, we don't accept late applications, so that's something you want to know. All right. The next one is the hiring process. We are pretty straightforward when it comes to hiring process. The hiring managers are notified once your application is received. The HR reviews your application. Candidates are notified within 2 weeks of their application. is received. Then they work with the hiring team to all the ones that are moving forward. Applicants are notified by the hiring team after once the HR send their application, and that is when the hiring team set up a time for interview. So if you don't hear anything back from the hiring team within 2 weeks, feel free to reach out to the service center and ask for the hiring manager contact info. And then they work with the managers to offer, and background check is conducted after that. So it's pretty a robust hiring process there. All right, next one, please. All right, here's my colleague, Abby, but you can also reach out to me. I will leave my email address in the chat here. And as I mentioned, the service center, hr.servicecenter@hennepin.us. This is our general line of inquiry where you can inquire about your benefits, leave accommodations, or anything related to your job postings or such. If you want to reach out to me, again, I will leave my email address in the comment section, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. All right, back to you, Liz.
Thank you. So just to recap, does Hennepin County help with training and getting the CDL in the similar way that Courtney mentioned about City of St. Paul?
It depends on a position. I believe for the HMOs, they do not, but I can check with the subject matter expert or the person assigned to the posting to if they can, and we'll get back to you. But I know for HMOs, they have pretty straightforward requirements there.
Okay. Yeah. And I noticed on the Hennepin, I think there's a typo in our slide here, but it's hennepin.us/jobs, isn't it?
I believe, yes, the Hennepin.
Yeah, with the US, and I put it in the chat, but Hennepin County too has invested in career pathway programs and training programs and other things, in all of the different departments, not just necessarily street maintenance.
That is correct. Our very famous program is called the PPL, and I think it happens twice a year. We just had a recent graduates from that class. It's mainly work for the office specialist position as well. So yeah, something that you want to take a look at it.
Great. Well, thank you for being here, and all attendees I believe you're able to type in the chat. So go ahead if you have questions for Fahad about Hennepin County or for Courtney about St. Paul, go ahead and type those questions and they'll be able to respond to them. Meanwhile, we've also got City of Minneapolis. City of Minneapolis is a standalone hiring agency, and they control just the city boundaries, and then Hennepin County covers the rest of the county. So we've got Monique Fish here today to talk about City of Minneapolis Public Works Department. Hello, Monique.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here and thanks for having us.
Hi, go ahead.
Yeah, so we are here to share information about several opportunities that we have coming up with Minneapolis Public Works. And as Liz mentioned, we cover the entire city of Minneapolis. So we definitely are a partner of Hennepin County. So there are local roads, there are county roads, and there are state roads. So all of those things we partner together to make sure that we can all use transportation safely and effectively throughout the Twin Cities. So the positions that we are going to be talking about today are our Public Works Service Worker Trainee, a Service Worker 1, as well as a Service Worker 2, which is our heavy equipment operator. We also have auto mechanic positions available, as well as water distribution operator trainees and water distribution operators. So lots of things upcoming for the city of Minneapolis, with 50 plus positions open for application between now and January. Slide. So this is a little bit about our organizational chart. The city of Minneapolis has lots of departments. The Public Works is our largest department with 9 divisions and about 1,200 employees. So this is kind of how we break down amongst that group. Slide. So one of the large groups that we talked about is our service workers, and all of them have similar responsibilities. It's just different levels of those. So some of those typical duties and responsibilities include, but are not limited to, construction and maintenance activities and manual labor tasks, loading, unloading, and securing materials and equipment from trucks and other equipment, routine inspections, minor and major repairs and cleaning activities in our sanitary and storm pipes and tunnels, maintenance of our streets and alleys, operating our sanitation, recycling, and organics trucks, installing and maintaining traffic signs and posts throughout the city of Minneapolis, as well as setting up barricades for parades, detours, and maintenance operations. We also repair and maintain guardrails, bridges, and related equipment. So these are just some of the things that you could be doing depending on where you're placed throughout our Public Works Department. Slide. Our Public Works Service Worker Trainee position starts out at $17.91 an hour. This is a paid trainee position, so you come in as a permanent full-time employee with us at the City of Minneapolis Public Works Department, and we will give you all the skills and experience that you need to be successful in starting your career. That includes helping you get your commercial driver's license. So the qualifications for this position are 18 years of age by January 14th, high school diploma, GED or equivalent, and also possessing and maintaining a valid Minnesota driver's license. A standard Class D, which is what most of us hold, is all you need to get started in this position. With the ability to obtain your CDL Class B commercial driver's license within the first 6 months, which we will help you with. Besides that, you don't need any previous experience, and we're happy to train you to do all of the things. So again, if you are hired as a trainee, Public Works will assist you with obtaining the necessary qualifications to become a Service Worker 1 during your first year of employment. All right, now we're good for that next slide. If you already have some experience, you can start with us as a Public Works Service Worker 1. This is a starting wage of $27,563 an hour and has 4 steps, which will get you up to $30,024 within the first 18 months. The qualifications for this position are that, again, 18 years of age by January 14th, a high school diploma, GED or equivalent, a commercial driver's license Class B or better with no air brake restrictions, and a minimum of 1 year of previous laboring experience or material handling, operating construction equipment. So just 1 year of previous experience to something that we have mentioned in the job posting. Slide. We also have a Service Worker 2 position, which is our equivalent to a heavy equipment operator. So if you have even more experience and are looking to make a transition into local government, this is a great opportunity for you as well. This has a current wage of $33.66 an hour. I know they are, all of these are union positions with us and are either just finishing up negotiations or actively in negotiations. So that's a really good point for all of these positions, is that you have that collaboration between the local unions and the city of Minneapolis. This position, you must be 18 years of age, have a high school diploma, GED or equivalent, have a Class B or better with no air brake restrictions, as well as a tanker endorsement. For this position, we also require that you have 1 year of experience within the last 5 years operating at least 2 of the following pieces of equipment, which are standard construction equipment, including a rubber tire backhoe, a motor grader, an asphalt spreader, a cable crane, bulldozer, hydraulic crawler backhoe, or a front end loader. Or a skid steer loader. So if you have experience operating heavy equipment and a commercial driver's license, this is a great opportunity for you to start your career with the city of Minneapolis. Now we have two positions that are closely related to these positions, but really focus on water infrastructure. They are our water distribution operator and trainee. So if you are interested in water infrastructure, but don't yet have any experience, you can start with our paid trainee position. This starts at $21,098 per hour, and 18 months of actual training you will get, including helping you prepare and successfully complete your water operator's license. And so this trainee position is 18 months and you would work there. And then as soon as you have completed those requirements, you would be promoted to our water distribution operator. The application qualifications for this one are very similar to the other trainee position that we talked about. So that 18 years of age, high school diploma, GED or equivalent, and then a regular driver's license. No previous experience is required, and this position does not require you to obtain a commercial driver's license. So that is the biggest difference in these positions. Slide. If you already have worked with water infrastructure, including water main pipes or any infrastructure, not plumbing in the house, but external, then we also have experience pay option for you too. So this position starts at $28,552 an hour, and the experience just builds as far as the requirements. 1 year of experience working with water main pipes or related equipment would make you qualified for this position for the water distribution operator. Slide. We also mentioned at the beginning automotive mechanics. So we have a ton of opportunities for automotive mechanics available, and our mechanics are working on cars, trucks, and heavy equipment throughout the department, and also for the entire city of Minneapolis. So a lot of variety that you can get. It's not like working for a dealership where you're working on the same kind of car day in and day out. It gives you a lot of variety with all of the benefits of a government employer. So this wage is starting at $30.56 and has a lot of supplemental pay options depending on what qualifications that you have and what certifications that you have under your belt as well. So for this position, you have to have a valid driver's license and possess a high school diploma, GED or equivalent, and 18 years of age. You must be able to obtain a commercial driver's license within the first 12 months of employment. And we also help you with that process if you require that as well. 3 years of motor vehicle or equipment repair is required. And we have all of the details for this position listed at our Minneapolis Public Works jobs page as well. Slide. Our application process is very similar to what you've heard other employers talk about today. Really check out the website and the posting and make sure that you're answering all of the questions really thoroughly and giving answers that are complete. If there are any things that you use industry terminology for, make sure that you spell those things out because all of our applications are reviewed by real live people and not necessarily keyword placement. So when you go looking for our applications, you can go to minneapolismn.gov/publicworksjobs and click on the current job openings, and that'll show you all of these positions that are open right now. Starting December 11th through January 14th, all of the ones that you see on the screen will be open and available for opportunities. In between now and then, if you have any questions or just would like to express your interest, we're happy to put you on a reminder list. So please feel free to reach out to Monique Fish, that's me, and my team, and we will happy to send you a list of that information once those applications are open. And I can see that my colleague Jessie just put all of that information in the chat. Thank you for that. So slide. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us and fill out those applications as thoroughly as possible. We also are a felony-friendly employer and offer a host of variety of jobs and paid trainee positions with great benefits. So we look forward to talking with you and helping you start your career with the city of Minneapolis. Thanks, Liz.
Thank you, Monique, for being here, and to your colleague who's putting information in the chat. How many employees does the city of Minneapolis have, and how large is the Public Works Department?
Yeah, so our Public Works Department is the largest department in the city of Minneapolis, with about 1,200 of the city's over 5,000 employees.
Wow, so 1,200 employees only in Public Works, keeping it clean and on all of those lists as, great places to visit.
That's right. Yep, we keep the city running, that's for sure.
Well, and with so many people too, I'm imagining that there's room for advancement for people when they work out well.
Yes, absolutely. We definitely encourage internal growth at the city of Minneapolis. There's a lot of opportunities within our department. As you've seen, we talked about the service worker has 3 different levels,
Right.
and we provide internal opportunities for folks to promote up that way. And there's continued opportunities there. We also have tuition reimbursement programs so that if you're interested in getting further college degree or additional training, that we will help you pay for that, and a host of training opportunities through our learning development team at the city of Minneapolis that people can take advantage of while they're still working.
Oh, that's perfect. And I know all of the cities, city of St. Paul, Ramsey County, Hennepin County, they all have some of those training opportunities. They really invest in their people. So thank you, Monique, for being here. And thank you to Courtney, Fahad, and Jonathan, who've presented all of this information. Fahad just put in the chat, those of you watching the recording won't be able to see this, but a reminder to go to governmentjobs.com/careers/Hennepin for Hennepin County positions, or go to governmentjobs.com and search for the city in the county, wherever you live, to get something close by. Now, a reminder that all of these speakers and their colleagues will be in person on Thursday, November 9th at 5 p.m. at the Palace Community Theater, 781 Palace Avenue in St. Paul. You'll be able to hear this presentation once more, ask questions in advance if you come early, and then also bring family and friends, neighbors, and other people who are interested in working for some of the public works departments. And even though the presentation is held in St. Paul, all of the Minneapolis and Hennepin County people will be there. In the same way, all of the St. Paul people will be at the Urban Research and Outreach Engagement Center on Thursday, December 19th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. over the lunch hour. So they'll be in Minneapolis. So during this collaboration, which happens every year around this time, the team goes from place to place throughout the center of the cities to present this information. So once again, contact CareerForce Information Assistance Line. You can call them at 651-259-7500 if you would like help connecting to your local CareerForce location, or getting assistance. If anything about the job search you have a question on, call them and they'll be able to either answer your question or connect you with the person who can answer the question. And then at the same time, if you have digital access, you can go to careerforcemn.com/locations, LOCATIONS. And you can find the CareerForce office nearest you. There's one in every county throughout the state of Minnesota. And that's just the same information on our very last slide. They answer phone calls between 8 and 4:30 or 8 and 4-ish, and return phone calls as soon as possible. And then a reminder to go to minnesotaworks.net. If you don't already have a job seeker account, it's no cost, just takes a few minutes to sign up for one, and you have access to all of the positions throughout the state in all industries, all levels from entry level to professional to retired level, part-time positions. It really is a wonderful resource, and it's connected to the National Labor Exchange. So there are links to other companies too. So thanks so much for being here. Thank you to all of our presenters. I don't see any other questions right now. So please be in touch, and I hope you found this valuable. Take care.
Thanks, Liz.
See you later, Courtney.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Monique.